please be sure to stay tuned at the end of the review for a very special announcement. Also, if I sound weird today, it's because I'm getting over a bad cough. Thank you. Look for the bare necessities, or simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. Bare necessities, it's Mother Nature's recipes. Look for the bare necessities of life. The bare necessities of life will come to you. Oh, hi. Yeah. It's really that good. Intro! I grew up with a lot of classic Disney animated films, particularly Sword in the Stone and The Jungle Book. But mostly Sword in the Stone. I liked Jungle Book a lot as a kid. It had a pretty neat story, it had a lot of good comedy, and the animals were pretty awesome at the time. And while I still have fond nostalgia of this particular film, when I look back at it now, it's not really that good of a movie. Half the animation is recycled, which causes the film to feel like it's repeating itself. The slapstick, though still admittedly hilarious, is mostly unnecessary. And all the characters, including Mowgli, are complete jackasses. It doesn't even introduce the main villain until like an hour into the movie. And by the time he finally shows up, you're like, who cares? Now, I should emphasize that that's really my own personal experience with it, both in my nostalgic memories and my modern reviewing of it. And if you still like the movie, I'm happy for you. Really, I am. But me personally, after my little revelation with this particular version, I just wish that there was another version of it, one that was a little more thoughtful, had more texture, and a little more depth to it. And that wasn't it. No, instead we got this brand spanking new live-action/CG animation version from director Jon Favreau. And it is pretty damn good. It's not perfect by any means, but it is pretty damn good. I'm almost scared to say it, but I would go so far as to say that this is actually better than the original, which is a very hard and rare thing to say for any classic film. Now, full disclosure, this is not the first time that I found a remake to actually be better than the original. But while it is true that 98% of the time a remake is never as good as the original, nor will it ever be, this one becomes better than the original, not because it's trying to one-up the original, but because it's taking what made the original good and retooling it into a more coherent, interesting story. If you've seen the original film or read the original book, then you pretty much know the story. A young boy named Mowgli is raised in the jungle by wolves, and now an evil tiger named Shere Khan, who hates humans, wants the man cub out. So the wise and powerful Bagheera the panther decides to take Mowgli to the man village. And along the way, this journey rather suddenly takes a very different direction than he intended. Now, in the original film, he just made it to the man village and that was it. There wasn't really any sense of accomplishment other than scaring off Shere Khan and realizing that Baloo wasn't dead. But this new one, oh, wow. This new one has so much more going for it. For one thing, all the characters, including Shere Khan, are way more interesting than they were before. They all actually have a lot more depth to them. Especially Mowgli, who in this version is much more interesting and much more sympathetic and still pretty funny. Baloo is still comically lazy, but not a complete idiot. Bagheera is still the wise father, teacher, mentor figure without being a total pretentious dick. And the wolves even have a lot more to do in this story than it did in the original. And then, of course, there's King Louie. You spoil me, Christopher Walken. Yes, everyone's performance in this film is absolutely stellar, including Idris Elba as Shere Khan. Ooh. But I think it's fair to say Christopher Walken steals the show. Why? Well, because his interpretation as King Louie here is way more intimidating. Not just because he's huge, but because he's got this incredible foreboding presence that just floods the entire room. And incidentally, he's also the source of what I find to be the film's one little flaw. The placement of the song, Be Like You. It's not necessarily that I found it to be poorly delivered. I thought Christopher Walken did a very good job with the song. It's just that given the tone of this new movie and the tone of this scene in particular, I felt like the song was kind of out of place. I'm not sure if it's because the director really wanted to have the song in there, or if the producers made them put the song in there, but either way, at the very least, it's placed in there in such a way that it doesn't feel completely out of place, like they were trying to make it fit the tone of the scene. It's not so much of a deal breaker as it is sort of a moment in the movie that makes you go, wait, what? But other than that, everything else about this movie's story and texture and tone is incredible. And of course, special mention has to go to the animation quality, which never, ever looks fake at any moment in time. This animation is so stunningly gorgeous, so incredibly photorealistic, that you would swear it was actual live action throughout the entire movie. I honestly can't remember the last time I was so incredibly impressed with a remake of a Disney animated film. Between this and Zootopia, I'd say Disney is on a pretty strong streak this year. And I look forward to seeing what comes next. Highly recommended, absolutely please go see it. Ladies and gentlemen, I am The Norm. Thank you all for watching. You, there's somebody like me. Hey everyone, The Norm here again with a very special announcement. Not too long ago, me and my filmmaking team, Dragon Farm Productions, participated in this year's 48-Hour Film Festival. For those of you who may not already know, 48-Hour Film Project is a special event once a year where you get challenged to make a short movie in 2 days. This is roughly our 6th or 7th time doing it, and it is arguably our most ambitious project yet. And I'm encouraging all of you out there to come see our film. If you have the time, on April 28th at 7 o'clock to come see our film, it's playing at Camera 12 in downtown San Jose. You have to purchase tickets online at the 48-Hour Film website because they will not be for sale at the box office. Now, if you take a look down there in the video description, you'll find a link to the 48-Hour Film website where you can buy the tickets, as well as a link to Camera 12 Movie Theater's website, and a link to the trailer of our 48-Hour Film. I'm real excited to see my film up on the big screen again, and I hope that you will all be there to join me. Ladies and gentlemen, I am The Norm. Thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you there on the 28th.